What's going on? Why don't I have any sound?
We see the seconds coming up.
Alright, let's try to make this happen. Make the best of it.
Okay, mate, I'm pleased to say that our new parts have come through without any issue, so they'll be on the car, ready for the next race weekend.
See if this works. Back at Moza. Alright. just gonna run into practice real quick and actually, get a track. See if we can see if this is even gonna work. I have no idea if anyone can hear me. I can't see the chat.
Okay, the guys have found a leak in one of the cooler blinds, so we're patching that up as we speak. Hold tight for now until we've got everything checked over.
See if we can drive. Yeah, it definitely does. And Jack, if you can hear me, let me know. Because honestly, I have no idea. I can't see the chat, but I can hear you. So when you do respond, I do hear it. Got it. Alright, so let's go like that. Hopefully that should help in that regard. Let's turn the music down. And hopefully that works. Perfect. Thanks, Jack. The good news is, so far, it seems like the stability of the VR is good. That's usually the biggest challenge. It's not perfect, but it is better. I've gotten really lucky with doing wireless VR. I bought like a little router just for wireless VR. And I don't know if there was a Windows update or there was something, but last time I tried to play, the whole computer was basically just going to shit. And honestly, part of that could be my old CPU cooler, for whatever reason, just kind of stopped being effective. I've had the same CPU cooler for like 2 years, and honestly, there should have been nothing wrong with it. But at idle, my temperatures were pretty high. was able to buy a new one. So. I don't have the setup on. You're right. I don't. I went into practice without a setup. Good call. I appreciate that. Session info. What? All right. I'm hoping that's what you meant by the setup isn't on. So hopefully you can see. It is wild how big of a difference the setup really does make. I appreciate it. Definitely appreciate it. Oh God. Crazy part is, even with a horrible last sector, still finished 800ths better. Still have a lot of improvement that I can have, but it is crazy though how much faster you are in VR compared to any type of monitor situation. Granted, I've never played with triple monitors. I think honestly from a budget perspective, it's way too expensive. Because it's not even just the cost of the monitors, it's also being able to run the game at a much higher level. Oh boy. Like honestly, I think the only way to really run triple monitors without like a 4090 or a 7900 XTX would be like 1080p monitors, which is fine. You just don't get the same level of detail as a 4K monitor or even 1440p monitors. But yeah. Yeah, especially considering like I do have a Quest 3 and I am, you know, lucky in that regard. But a Quest 2 you can find on, Amazon for $200. Now, you still need a powerful GPU to be able to run VR, but it's not that bad in regards to being able to make it work. The only issue with VR really is the stability factor. I'll consider myself lucky that it is working right now. I've gone through 4 or 5 different types of cables. I've gone the wireless VR route, and granted, this is only the first day of me actually using the new cable, but it does seem to be working. I did forget to turn on something though, so give me 2 seconds. So it might look weird for you. Let's see. So that's full itch screen. I'll turn on the debug tool. There, default, 500. Okay, perfect. Honestly, I'm probably just gonna turn the music off, since it's already probably pretty low. We'll turn the game volume up a little bit and get back into it. Ugh. There's a lot you have to do to make VR kind of work. Like the fact that I have to use the Quest debug tool to make sure that I'm getting a higher bandwidth to max out the cable, I think is insane to me. But after all the different cable issues I've had, I finally just got the
Sadly, it's time to say goodbye as free practice
What's
is
it
over.
called?
However, we'll be back shortly for more
I finally just bit the bullet and got the Oculus Link cable, just hoping that maybe it'll work better on my computer. So far it has, but again, it's only been using it for about 2 hours in total of trying to get everything to work. So I want more power. Guess ignition system, insufficient points by 2. That's ridiculous. Alright, let's do a quick practice and then we can jump into qualifying. Let's get this done. Is it gonna fail? Alright, so we got all the actual points. So now, qualifying pace. Let's do that. Perfect. Insufficient time. One of them. Alright. On to qualifying we go. So we get there. But how's everyone's night going? so bad. I'm doing
Welcome
better
along,
now that I
everybody, to
figured
Imola.
out all these issues. I think it was just my USB hub just couldn't handle the power going to the microphone, which is weird because I've never had an issue before, but I just couldn't get it to work. Just disappeared. But yeah, no, definitely happy that was able to get this to work. And now we get to go drive, make it into hopefully in further out into qualifying. 'Cause I think on mediums I was like 13th for overall pace. Hopefully on softs that means I'm a little bit faster. Probably gonna have to be around the 118 mark. Not a great turn in, but I think we can recover.
Right, we're right on the cusp now. We've been pushed down to P11.
So not a great start. 120 is not where we want to be, but we're gonna make it up. Should be in the 118s. 119. It's gonna be hard. Alright, back to the garage. Put less fuel in the car. Probably try to go again. Let's see. Car setup. Second. Nope. P16. This is the problem. Like, I have to put on a crazy lap in a car that does not have the best top end speed. P18. Yeah, I got some work to do.
We've only got 2 laps of fuel left. We've just been pushed down into P18.
Oh, I saved it too. Still not fast enough with a 118.3, which tells me that they're probably pushing 117. Shit.
Okay, we've been pushed down to P13.
I think we just have to be better than 15th. So, what do we got? 117. I think we're gonna make it. Oh, they're going for the best lap if they can improve. Did I speak by? Nope. That's pretty frustrating. Just missed it by a 1/10 of a second. All right, let's try this again. Yeah, so hold on, let me just pause this real quick.
All set, we're ready to go, so let's get the car out onto the track.
Second. Okay. So in regards to video background, try to keep it tidy, try to keep it clean. That's really the best that you can do. I'll be honest, it doesn't truly matter as long as you don't have a mess behind you. I would say that is the biggest struggle. Also, my camera is not working, which is hilarious. Let's make that work real quick. Okay. All right. Okay. So in regards to video backgrounds, just try to keep it clean. The background doesn't matter too much, if I'm being perfectly honest. It's more of just try to make it kind of your own. So if you like, because you mentioned, I want to say woodworking, but I could be way off on that. But just showcase stuff that you've made. You can have in the background, make it pretty simple. But yeah, it doesn't really matter when you first start off. Like for me, there's some people that have crazy backgrounds. They have 5 different camera angles, but you know that's not always going to be the case. I don't know where my camera is. Okay.
Jack Dupuis said, yeah, woodworking, 3D printing, and laser cutting.
I don't know why I don't have video output. What is happening? All right. All right, give me a couple minutes real quick. Just gonna try to fix the webcam. Don't know why that failed all of a sudden, but gonna fix that. This is insane. So now we have that. Ugh. think. All right. So, I think this is probably gonna just turn into a just chatting kind of thing. Um, but in regards to background, yeah, keep it clean. I mean, you can see in my background here, like I I found really cheap like poster for McLaren. I got some cheap frames from like Michaels. I was able to put that in the background. Um, I have a whiteboard that you can't really read. Um, I used to have my desk in a different spot, so I use that whiteboard a lot more. But it's really just try to keep it fairly clean, all in all. But yeah, nothing too crazy. Trying to make sure you have a spot that makes sense, if that makes sense. Oh man, this was not the stream I thought it was gonna be. Um, this is probably the first time where I've had major mic issues, my wheelbase just randomly disconnecting and making my computer go crazy. The only thing I can think of is like, am I in a power mode that isn't there? Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. With that, anything that you make, so like something that you 3D print or laser cut, or woodworking, just try to show it off in the background. One, as you make videos, that'll kind of fill up and you'll get to replace it with new things that you've made. It'll be cool for people who do watch your videos to see what you've made so far. And if they see something and you already have a video on it, having them be able to go, oh, this is the finished product, and like they get to see the step by step process would be pretty cool. Once you start making videos, let me know. Um, Definitely have to check them out. Oh, the game is going crazy. What do you plan to do for videos? Do you plan on doing like tutorials or just like different projects? What's your plan for some video ideas? Do you know what you're gonna use to edit the videos by any chance? And like, what setup do you have? Like, do you plan on like editing on your phone, tablet, could be computer, so on and so forth. But I can give you some advice on some editing software that is pretty user friendly, at least to get started. No, DaVinci is honestly the best one that you can get in regards to really learning how to edit, color grade. It's not the easiest thing. What's it called? I will. Here, let me actually pull it up real quick. The best thing you can do is create a shortcut um for, let's see, go to the setup video. OBS real quick. Let's add a window capture. DaVinci. Perfect. Okay. So in DaVinci, you're going to want to go to preferences. I lied. I'm sorry. That's not right. You're going to want to go to keyboard customization. You're going to find in the search split. And you're going to want to go to timeline and add in a shortcut for splitting. The reason being, it's not very user friendly. You would think it would be cut, but it's not cut and it's not trim. Use the split, and then the other one is you'll just use the delete button. I believe. Let's take a look real quick. Yeah. So delete is gonna be key. So when you split your two clips and you want to get rid of what you don't want, split from where you want it to the deletion to begin, and then where the deletion begins, do another split, and then hit delete, and it'll move your timeline over. Also, when you go to edit, don't use this cut one. Use the edit one. It'll be a lot easier to use. Don't worry about fancy effects. Don't worry about a lot of items. If you want things to fade in and out, at the top of the clip, there'll be this little white dot, and you just pull it, and now you'll get to see that it crossfades.
Highly recommend it. I got the Moza R.
So that's going to be your fade in, fade out. You don't need to use an effect for that. I recommend just doing it manually like that. But yeah, the more that you know, the better, which obviously like that makes the most sense. But yeah, DaVinci is awesome. It's actually what a lot of movie studios use to edit and color grade their films. So it's a very powerful tool, but once you get the hang of it, you'll be good to go. Oh, one thing I did want to show is on the export feature. So let me jump back into that real quick. For voiceovers, you're gonna use Fairlight, I believe. Yeah, so it'd just be
5 bundle.
record this,
roughly
but
7 months ago. It was the second
that's
wheel
it.
that I owned. The first wheel
I think I could be wrong on that. I don't use this for voiceovers. I typically just use OBS for recording my videos in regards to that. But oh, there you go. So you set up, record track, do audio 2 real quick. Just want to see if this will work. Test.
had was a Logitech
Hello?
G920.
Hello?
Honestly, it was fine. The feedback was not strong enough for what I was.
I don't know. I don't know how to do the voiceover stuff. But when you go to export and deliver, right? Why is it here? Okay. So when you go to deliver, you're gonna have all these different options. My recommendation is just click this YouTube one. Even if you film in 1080p, you can do a 4K export. The reason that that is important is because YouTube is very weird with their upload rules. If you export in 1080p and upload it, it won't look as good. But if you do 4K, it'll automatically upscale and you get a higher bit rate. So it'll look a lot better in general. I recommend just doing MP4. And then video codec. I recommend doing H.264 or H.265. H.265 will be a smaller video file, so that might be the move. If you do have AV1 encoding, I do not recommend it. YouTube takes forever to process that. So just a heads up there. Are you talking about for the editing function for that? Or are you talking about for voiceovers? I think you're talking about the keyboard customization. So if you scroll down to timeline, you'll see split clip. Yeah, you're welcome. I recommend in regards to it, I'm trying to think. So it's supposed to be, man, I would use I use escape. That's my default split. Because you have escape and then you have delete. That's what I would recommend. Yeah, it definitely is. I'm assuming you're gonna be filming either from a GoPro or your phone. I think that's what you mentioned last time. Starting out with your phone, but potentially buying a GoPro. I recommend your phone. your phone quality, given that you have any modern start, keeping content fresh and coming up with new ideas. So do things that you enjoy doing, right? So if there's a project that you really want to work on, do that. Do things that you're excited to work on. And that's usually a good rule of thumb. Think about if you are going to be doing a voiceover or the format of the video, think of a title. Usually people think of the title last. And unfortunately, when you do that, you end up having a very long video that kind of rambles on. But if you come up with a title and a goal in mind, you can stay on track in the video. Create bullet points to help with the flow of the video, to figure out what you want to do. The good news is, because you're doing voiceover, you'll have a little bit more time in regards to that. Especially considering I know 3D printing is not exactly the quickest thing, so it's probably going to be some time lapses and things like that. I would say find other creators that do similar things that you want to do and see how they format their videos or video ideas. Don't copy them T for T, but use them as inspiration. They've been doing it longer than you have, and you can usually learn some tips and tricks along the way while you do that. One guy, ooh, actually I can show you, I can link it in the chat of he's a woodworker. Um and he actually has some pretty cool videos. Um So John Malecki, he's pretty cool. His videos are pretty fun. Has a lot of different ideas. Now, granted, he has a professional woodworking shop and everything like that. But the videos, other than buying all the cheapest tools, um, he does like a 5-minute table versus a 5-hour table versus a 50-hour table, things like that. So you could do something on 3D printing where you could do the same project 3 different times, right? But at different time lengths, to see like, is waiting longer better for quality, or is there a sweet spot? That could be something that you could do. If you use any software to design your designs versus like grabbing files offline, you can kind of show the process of how you went through that. You can give yourself time limits. You can make yourself have a challenge of like, I'll give myself 1 hour to design a 3D print versus like 10 hours or 10 minutes. So that usually goes a long way on YouTube. People like seeing differences for the same item based off of, I guess, effort level. So that's an easy way to do that without having it to be too crazy. That's like the only woodworking guy I know, though. For 3D printing, see if I put it in, if there's any people I notice. 3D printing nerd. I've definitely heard of him before. Um, the next layer is pretty popular. So if you plan on doing one video a week, I would recommend doing like, I don't want to say one niche, but when you start out, you can kind of do whatever you want. So like if you wanted to do, say, one woodworking project for YouTube a month, you could do that, and then also do one of 3D printing, one of laser cutting. Um, you could create yourself a schedule to try to have like different upload schedules in regards to what content you'll be releasing. If you end up really loving it and you go, oh, I want to do 2 videos a week, doing one of woodworking, one of 3D printing could work. But I would say it's not so much about the variety or sticking to one item. It's just making content that you're happy with. And do not worry about views. Worrying about views is honestly one of the worst things you can do. The whole goal of YouTube, especially starting out, is doing it because you enjoy it. If you end up building traction, then you start tailoring your content to what could potentially make you money in the future. But if the items that could make you money you don't enjoy doing, don't do them. Because then you'll end up getting burnt out and you just won't make videos. I would start on what you feel most comfortable on. If you are really into 3D printing, do 3D printing. Um, if you're really into woodworking, go into woodworking. But yeah, just do what you have the most passion for to start out. Yeah, absolutely. And that's the right approach to have. Um, I, I think when it comes down to making the first video, do what you think translates the best on camera. Um, whatever idea you have, the best idea is going to be the idea that you should do. Um, but yeah, I think I'm gonna be signing off in like 5 or so minutes. But if you have any other questions, yeah, just let me know. Um, Also, if you have Instagram, you could always Instagram DM me any questions that you might have. Um, but yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Happy to help. Um, until probably tomorrow. Hopefully we'll have a smoother stream experience where we can get into finishing qualifying and doing the race at Imola. But until next time, have a great night. See you tomorrow and peace out.